Yes, I'm extending the tractor shed at 16 inches actually. So that'll leave me a good foot after you subtract the 3.5 inch width of the 2x4s. Except for the top piece and the vertical on the left, I did everything last Saturday. Now this is all scrap wood here. This is taken out of the Coleman generator house, which this is the top to it. It's all rotted away. Before I built my big gen house with the Champion generator, I had the Coleman 1850, and so I used the plywood out of that to just line the floor, and some old 2x6s. I had to get some new 2x4s and 4x4 pressure treated 16 inches coming out at the ends. This is 4x4 pressure treated that I got when I first built this thing, when I got bargain wood, when I can get those things for like 50 cents or $1 a piece. I never showed you this, I don't think. It's nothing more than a framework with tarpaulin on it. You may not be able to see that too good, but there is no plywood on the top, sides, or anything else, only on the floor. As I probably mentioned in other videos, I had a lot of spacing in the wood. This wood was spaced out about 2 inches because the 2x4s in the floor, mice could get up in here, but that's because I didn't have enough wood, and I knew that they could go through the tarpaulin anyways. But this is more or less to keep the tractor good. This here is a cooler. It's a fiberglass cooler that we used to use on our cookouts. It has a plastic cover, and that used to be outside. Well, it doesn't have a plastic cover. It's got a piece of plexiglass, has nothing to do with it. It has a 1/2 inch piece of plywood, which came with it when I got it. It's going to have to go back outside. In here I got extension cords and stuff like that. But it can be left out in the weather. It has a drain on the other side. I probably showed it in the old video. So it'll have to go outside. The tractor is, I'd say, about 6 inches longer than the Murray, the red Murray I had. So the ass end will be backed into here, and the reason for that is if the front tires go flat, I can deal with them and pump them up with the tractor face the other way. I had also thought of making but I'm not going to do this, having it so I can drive in this end and drive out the other, but in order to do that I would have to make this higher. This is 33 inches high right now. By adding this piece I reduced it to about 32 because this is a 2x4 across here, and then I just on a flat, and this is on the vertical, so that I can come out with a slope. What I want to do here is have a little angle to come down. I think this is 36 inches up here. So when the tractor's pushed in all the way back, the back of the seat would probably be around about here, and there's no bumper on the tractor, so if you push it in you run the risk of hitting the back end of the tractor when you hit the wall. So I'm going to have a couple of stop blocks where the wheels are, and I'll take measurements for that. But you want a little slope. This is going to be a simple framework similar to the rest of the construction. As you can see, it is just tarpaulin, that's all it is. Heavy green tarpaulin. This is the second coating of tarpaulin I put on. There's another one underneath this. And it keeps the rain out, the snow out, but not the mice. But I have never had any mice try to go through the top. They usually come through the bottom. I gotta find another piece of scrap plywood to put in here. This is kind of a Mickey Mouse job. I'm not building a house. You know, I wouldn't do this if this was my actual shed. I went and bought the wood for that, but I'm using up the scraps that I have, and I may have a little piece to put over here because mice can get up through here, but they can still come up the sides by way of the tarpaulin. There's nothing much to this project. It's quite simple. I just want a little slope on the back because you know, in the wintertime you get an accumulation of snow and everything. I won't be able to make the slope as steep as the pitch of the roof, but that's not a problem because I can go back here and clear the snow off if I need to. Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago. Just want to check and make sure. Yeah. Unfortunately, you may not be able to see it from there. There is a 2x6 pressure treated, just happens to be at the time I got good deals on lumber. That is the fascia board for the back. Okay? And it comes down here to a point, but there's a big nail here. And in order to get the angle that I wanted, I'd have to saw this off straight. Okay, I have to saw it off straight here. And it was very difficult for me being left-handed, and it's a right-handed job, and I could use a skill saw, but I'm going to hit the nail that's in there. I decided instead we'll have to waste the 2x4 and bring this out, because this is out an inch and a half. Put this piece in here after I cut it down. You'll see, just like I did over there. And then add another piece over the top of it. But I got little blocks. It takes more time to show than I can do the project. It's the same way with radio work. I spend more time showing than, 10 times as much time wasted. All right, when this is on here, there'll be a little block. I got 2 of these that I'm going to put my angle on, and then the top piece will come out down to here. It's not going to be all that long to come down, and then the verticals here. Because I have to waste 2 2x4s here because of this, because I need to come up to the top of this. And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is to get this piece in here so I can put this piece on top and it'll flush out with this one. Okay? So enough talking. I'm going over and cut the piece and come back. Now, we're just going to take the tarpaulin and just bring it over like that. We're going to staple more tarpaulin on this. Okay. So this piece, snug fit. Now, so that's the way that's going to be. Now, in order to even up the top of this, this has got to come up flush with the top of this horizontal piece here. But before that can get screwed on there, I got to make the angle, which I'm going to establish very soon here. But right now, let's get this in. Always pre-drill. If you don't, and damn things will bend over, and usually you get the drill right in your fingers. It doesn't feel too good. You pre-drill only in the first piece, of course. have to go out and buy number, let's see, 2.5-inch Torx is what I'm using. As I use my DeWalt, that's a damn good drill, boy, I'll tell you. I only use the Harbor Freight for pre-drilling, and those Harbor Freight batteries aren't holding the charge very good. Alright, now, what I'm going to do now is establish the angle. And I got to get my chop saw out. And I got 2 pieces. I always save all cut-offs. I got 2, I would say 7 inches long. Alright, we pre-drill this, because if you try to screw this without it, you'll split it right down the middle, most likely. So, what we're going to do is we're going to put an angle on each one of these. Once I establish what the angle is going to be, it's going up like that. Alright. Sits on the outside. You don't need to have a whole, waste the whole piece going all the way to the bottom. I didn't even want to do this. I was originally just going to take these and put these in here, but I would have to cut off part of the fascia board, and where I got to cut is right where the nail is. So, and being that I'm left-handed, I got a tree right here. You may not be able to see it, my hand is on it. So my elbow will be bang, 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 bang. That won't feel too good. Trying to do it right-handed, and I can't work right-handed. I'm left-handed, so I'm going to be like this, and, you know. And it's just humid enough that any exertion, and I'm sweating like hell, and I'm huffing and puffing, only because of that humidity. It's supposed to be low humidity today, but you couldn't convince me that. But I can't do everything in October. It's probably getting snow by then. All right, now what I'm going to do here. Let's see. I got 2 more 2x4s. We're going to put a piece here, and then we're going to put a straight edge on this and determine the angle. I do everything by sight, and if it looks good, that's how I do it. So, we just got to hold this up somehow so I can get my angle. Okay, I got a temporary board on there, nailed down with 2 number 6, actually number 4 nails. That is going to be my 3rd hand. All right. Okay. Of course, we started the nails already. Okay, that's going to be the vertical. This is only to get me the angle I need. It's going to be. She was a raving beauty, at least 20 feet away. But as I got closer, she just ruined my day. She had the face of a monkey, a personality of a goat. That don't have to be precise. Not right now. Just put it in. just a little bit so I can pull them out. I just need this 50 angle. I'm not too worried about plumb right now, as long as it's fairly equal. And it'll be taken down and put up right. We're at 12 1/4. 12 1/4. Oh. All right. What we got to do first is temporarily put this block in. So we'll put the screw about 3/4 of the way in. Yeah. So we know where we're at. We don't want to go too much, just to hold it in place so we can take it out and we can use the same hole. Sweating already. There's not a breeze stirring it. I hate these stuffy days, I'm telling you. Except for worrying about the hurricanes. I'll be glad when fall gets here. I hate summer. It's all right. Last Saturday was beautiful. Oh, it was beautiful when we went to Jewett City. Perfect weather. Low humidity. I mean, it was, they were saying late September humidity, very low. And that's my kind of weather. All right. Old goat, what the hell did you do with the pencil? You dirty old fart. You probably farted it out of your ass somewhere. All right. All right. No, we gotta go. I don't look like much of an angle. First of all, we gotta establish the very back of the tractor. We gotta allow for the thickness of the plywood here, which is a 1/2 inch. So where we're sitting here to this, we put the seat down onto the steering wheel, so if you lift it up, it would be too high. And we are 32 1/2 inches. As I remember, I think it's 30. So I'm going to go double check the tractor. Even though it's covered up, I get a good idea. I want to double check it. I don't trust myself. This has got to be, when I draw the line, then I'll take that off. And once I make this side up, the other side will be copied from it. Measurement is as follows. When I put the seat forward on the tractor, from the floor to the top of the seat springs, it's 27 1/2 inches. So we need at least 28. We're going to give it 30. And that's on the back side. So if we give it 30, I want to see where we're at. Oh, that's going to be that'll be too much of a slope. We can go higher than that. So, now, what we got here is a failure to communicate. Every time I say that, I think of the Cool Hand Luke movie. All right, we're 38 inches to the top of this. So this is going to be the top of our roof. There'll be an angle and it'll come down. It'll actually be cut down lower. This block may have to be moved down, not a problem. Once we establish the angle. So if we're, to be precise, we're 37.5. So let's say 38. All right. So if we brought this down to 33. Don't have my glasses. I got to put it right on top of my face. Of course, it's blurred. All right, 33 is right here. It's not rocket science. Just make sure that both of them are equal. So that's 33. So a 33. Give me a pretty good angle. I don't know what the angle is. I have to get my T-bevel square, but I don't worry about that. I just make sure that they're equal. All right, so what we're going to do here is draw the angle line. Here's the 33 height. All right. So when I take this piece and the piece that's going to go over there and cut these, they'll be both the same angle. And this one and the other block that's going to be the mate to it goes on that side will have the same angle. I think you get my drift. All right. So what we have got to do here is I'm no carpenter, I'll tell you right now. Guys can take this stuff out to the bench, draw the line, go out to the bench and come out perfect. Not me. It comes out cockeyed. I got to do it right on the job like I'm doing here. First of all, we're going to cut the angle on this block, cut the angle on the other block, which is right there on the floor. Get these two cut. Find out on my chop saw what the angle is. Keep it at that angle and cut this one and the other one I got over there. Do you understand that? I mean, I think you do. I think you do very, very well. Okay, now, all right. So that's the angle we gotta have. So, let's knock this out. Out for now. Set this over here. We'll work on that later. Take this out. Take this out completely. We certainly don't want to have that in there when we're using our chop saw. All right, we got our mark here. I'll just set my chop saw on it and cut that. And cut this. I don't know if I'm going to finish it today. It's humid as hell today. Okay, according to my mark, setting the chop saw is 15 degrees. That sounds about right. All right, so what I got to do here now is to establish. I might have to change the height on the back, because this is going to determine the height. And what I got to do is, we'll take this piece now just as a measuring. Now that it's a 15-degree angle, it's going to sit on this block. Okay, it's going to sit on this block here, and the high point of the angle is flush with the top of this, and this gives me an area to screw down onto, or nail. So, all right, we got it correct. Now, gotta move my kneeling pad. I start walking on that, and then I get my dress pants. These are my dress pants, folks. These are my dress pants. Oh, can't go backwards here. Yes, it's pre-drilled. You think I'd be knowing that if it wasn't? Oh, put their little gnats in my face. This stuff just sputters out. It don't spray good anymore, but it does come out. Put it in through here to just discourage the bugs from coming around. Alright, yeah. Okay. So we're flushed out here, flushed out at the end. Now, I don't like to use a lot of screws, but it's a lot easier. But I'm going to get some nails out, do some of these with nails because I don't want to run out of these. Otherwise I'll be making another trip, I don't have that many, down to my hardware store again. And I can't, well yes, I can go down there looking like this. I got my Sunday best on, sure. Alright, so we're going to put the other one on over here. Alright, we got the angle, so we got to drill a pre-drill a hole. I got the other Harbor Freight battery on charge. It has to be continuously on charge. Well, not continuous all day because it gets pretty warm. I don't have an automatic shuttle pump. But if I know I'm going to need the second battery, I'll charge it a few hours. It's been going for a couple hours now. Just starting it here. So that when I'm ready to use it, when this runs down, it'll be ready to go. Because if I charge it today and I leave it set for a couple days, damn thing's dead. Okay. So I gotta come up here. We're going to put a nail in this. Anyways. Put a 10-penny nail in that. Might need the other battery. But I only use this for pre-drilling. This thing ain't worth a damn for anything else. Alright, I've got to get some nails. I'll be right back. Number 8 commons, fine and good enough. It's only to stabilize it. Really need bigger nails, but it's only to keep it from going like that. The screw does most of it. I usually use in a 2x6, I'll use either 12 or 16. I think it's 16. Usually I use 16 in a 2x6 when I build the deck. I'll take a nose break here. Yeah. Okay. Alright, this is going to sit higher because when I cut this angle, this is going to be on the flat, of course. Alright. So if it's, what did I say, 33 here? Well, whatever this was, this is going to be higher, but the clearance is the important part when you back the tractor up. So we get the angle where we want it, which is 15 degrees, and now we got our actual 15-degree angle here, and this is the point we are cutting it. And once we get this one cut, we get the other one cut. Now I'm just getting my angle, so I'm going to do that now. Take this off. Alright, from here you probably can't see it too good. Let me take you over to the other side. Alright, I just laid that little piece of 2x4 the way the angle is up towards the shed side. The 15-degree angle fits good in there. There's not going to be an overhang like that over here. It's going to be cut off. So what I'm going to do now is to I'm going to try not to put the board back on with the nails to line this up. We'll get our square out. We'll do all that off camera and we'll get it up in there. I have number 10 nails. I wanted 12s. I got 10 galvanized. Couldn't find them. They're probably buried in there somewhere. I think that'll be strong enough. I cut the angle so we're exactly the way we want, because when we put the tarpaulin over it, it's just going to go right over. I just smoothed the corners out so it don't cut into the tarpaulin. Alright, there's the hammer over here. I brought a few out. Number 10 should be okay. Number 8 should hold it, but 10s are better. We drilled across on a little angle because we want to go into the first 2x4, and this one will go into this one. Alrighty. We're going to put a block, probably a 2x4 across here. We can nail this way. I could toe nail it. My dad used to do that all the time. I did a lot of that toe nailing inside here when I built this thing. We got these pre-drilled up here. So, and we pre-drilled in line with the 2x4. You probably know that anyways. Those of you who have done rough carpentry. I better put a nail in this because it seems to be on a little angle here and it doesn't want to catch right away. This side wants to catch more, so we want to keep that level, even. Missed the damn nail. Okay. All right. Not bad for a shoemaker, huh? The term my dad always used. When a job wasn't done good, I'm a shoemaker carpenter. Yep. How it ever came to become a shoemaker, because actually a shoemaker is quite a talent, a trade that is forgotten these days. Everything's made in China. All right. Now, what I want to do is to secure the bottom before we make the second one. I got this piece already cut for the other side. So it's all angled and it's ready to go on that side. Kill me. I got the block. I didn't have any more 2x4s without cutting up my good stock. I had to put a 2x6 in here. Had no choice. It happened to be pressure treated. Now give me something to nail to this way. It's not what I wanted to do. It's what I have to do. Can't quite see the nail head. Surprisingly enough, I didn't miss it. All right, I got my little piece here in so that when I put my vertical in, it should be like that. So that'll be nailed in. I already got that pre-drilled, and guess what? I gotta go and get some more nails. I've got a new battery. I just took the battery off. That was charging for about 3 hours. And I got the other one on charge. Got a knot in here. Okay. Start a couple nails. There's a knot inside here. But it's off to the side of the knot, but it's still going in a little hard, so it might bend over even though I pre-drilled it. That one goes in all right. I make the job easier for myself. Nothing more aggravating than bending a nail over. Oh, here's one of the disadvantages. I got some being a left-hander. Don't bounce on me, I'll be all right. Okay, good. Oh man, whew. That's not in there, that's why I drilled through, but that's, of course I don't have the stamina, but what's killing me is this humidity, and it's hot. Anything over 70 degrees is hot. Yeah, let's get that big hammer out. Try to slam it in there. This 9-pound hammer was a little too heavy for my size, This I got at a yard sale. Painted it red like my dad used to always paint his tools red. So if you drop them in the ground, on the ground or in the leaves, you can find them. Or paint them yellow, for that matter. Alright, if this bends over, we'll hack it off. And we'll put another one in. It was about 30 degrees cooler, I could do a beautiful job. Well, a better job, let's put it that way. All right. Okay. What I got to do is put the verticals in. I have 3 2x4s left. I only got one that'll reach from here to here. This is 45 inches from the inside to here. Before I put that in, I don't want my head to bang into these things. So what I want to do is try to patch in that right-hand corner. I got to find some scrap plywood. I got to look under the electronic shop, see if I can find some wood under there. Well, I save everything as I said. Let's see what we can get to fit in here. With the least amount of cutting. Well, let's see. Let's mark this. Over here. That over here. Cut that. Over here. And take that corner and there and there. Cut that corner out. And straight edge. Okay, we cut that out, and that'll give us that piece, and then we just got another piece there. No matter what, we got to make it up in 2 or 3 different pieces. And we're only coming out to the 2x4 here. Got to remember that. We're not putting a sill here. We're just on the 2x upright. We're toenailing onto here. So we don't no need to make a lot of unnecessary, waste a lot of unnecessary wood. All right. These are scraps. A lot of this I made shelving out of. I don't throw anything away, as I say so many times. You never know, you might need a little piece for something. All right. So, we have got that piece right there. Fits like a glove. Call me cheap if you want. I guess it's called being frugal. Not fruity, frugal. 2 different terms. Still not going to get. Alright, I'm back. We got a good, well, fairly square piece out of it. Let's see here. Let's see. Good. Now what do I got to do? Go up and get some small nails now? Nope, here we go. We still got some. Alright, now, this piece over here in the middle, like I say, it's scrap. This was originally the side of that Coleman generator house, the cover that goes over the top of it. This is where the exhaust came out, so I gotta put something in here. So I want to get a piece across here, and I'm going to have to, in order to support it, I'm going to have to use some 2x3s. I do have a few short pieces of 2x3s. Under here. That came out of the back end of this shed when I tore it out. There was two, and then there's some angle pieces. Well, I cut off the angles with the nails in them. So what I got to do here is, when I'm supporting the 2x4 that's going to go across here, and it's going to be on a 15-degree angle, but in order to support that, short of getting a mending plate and putting it in here, which I'd have to go out and get and make a trip out there, I think I'll take a 2x3, put the 15-degree angle in here so it would butt up nice and close to this side here. Nail it here, and this will be a landing place for the 2x4 that's going to go across here. Okay, I screwed in, because it was easier than trying to nail, because I would have knocked this whole thing over trying to hammer. I screwed in a 2x3, 15-degree angle here. So now I got a cleat to lay on the 2x4, and it's the same as this side. So now, this isn't the 2x4 we're going to use. We're going to use a pressure treated, but it's going to fit in like that. Okay, and then we put the vertical in. We put the vertical and cut the vertical on a 15-degree angle. So this will be like this, and I do not have any more 2x3s. I don't even have one. So right now I'm measuring the 2x4 that I got to put in here. Which is going to sit right here like that, and right here like that. We draw a line. Ready. This is the pressure treated. The only one I got. Once we get that piece in, then we got to cut the two verticals. Alright, ready to screw in. I already pre-drilled the 2x4. You only need one in each end. That'd be fine. Alright, now what I got to do, the two verticals, we got to cut them on a 15-degree angle to match the slope of this. And we'll space it out here. Battery's getting a little low on the Z1 here. I cut the angle 15 degrees. I got this one nailed in, and we got to nail this one in. May have to trim it up. No, probably not. It might just fit in. Just barely right. It's a hair loose, which I don't like. The battery's not lasting very long. The other one's on charge. Got a pre-drill. I got to toenail this in. I got to toenail this in. Pre-drill first, of course. Well, I'm going to end this video. The rest is just filling in the top. I got to find something to put in there. See if I can find some scraps to put in there so that when I put the tarpaulin over, it won't sag on the top. And the rest of it's all done. I just got to put tarpaulin over it. Been nice if I'd be able to have the 1/4-inch hardware cloth, but that's cost prohibitive, so we can't do that. And no matter how tight you make something, there's always, all it takes is a 1/2-inch hole for a mouse to get in anyway. So okay, so that concludes this video. I'm going to end this video now, mainly because the batteries are going on the ZE-1 and I don't want it to crap out. So thanks for watching.